Welcome to the Dice Tower, a series of video reviews about board and card games. Here are your hosts, Tom Vassell and Sam Healy.
Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia sneaking in here. Hello.
Apparently you forgot how to say hello.
Hello.
He just forgot the O part.
And I'm Sam Healy. What's up?
Now, every once in a while, a game comes around that everybody is telling you is amazing.
Have you played The Mind? Guys.
And that's the way this game was. Now, the problem with that sometimes is almost there's anti-hype to it, right? Because you're like, the game can't be that good.
Yes.
Especially when it's this small.
And more often than not, it isn't.
Okay, well, we'll find out.
Yeah, we don't know that yet. We don't know what you think yet.
Just saying.
So The Mind is a game in which it's more of an activity where it's a cooperative game and you're playing cards in the right order with no communication, using only your mind. In fact, I have a couple psychics who actually had psychic power, so basically in a fantasy world, played this game, they would never lose.
I suppose. That would be, yeah. I want to put...
That would be the
people
test,
call
wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's it. This game is not a
would-
game, it's a test.
That's right, it's a
Oh, you're
test.
psychic? Play
Here,
this.
try this. Did you lose?
No, but some of the fake psychics have ways to communicate with each other and stuff. You know what I mean? We'd be like, okay, first of all, we're going to tie your hands.
Right. Duct tape them to a chair.
This sounds more like psychic torture.
That's true.
What are we talking about? Here's how the game plays.
Here we're going to be taking a look at a game for 3 players, and that dictates that we start with 3 lives, we start with 1 throwing star, and we'll be playing through 10 levels. So 11 and 12 here can be set aside for now. We'll play all the way up to 10. And then we are ready to begin. So each level is going to denote how many cards are dealt, as well as sometimes a reward you'll receive, in this case 1 throwing star at level 2, if you complete that level. And so to play the first level, everyone is simply dealt from the shuffled deck of cards 1 card to their hands. Then everyone is going to place a hand on the table to concentrate, focus. And then once everyone is ready, they'll remove those hands, take a look at their cards secretly, and the game begins. So what the players are attempting to do is play these cards in order, in ascending order, without making a mistake, but also without any form of communication. They cannot use secret signals, they cannot speak, of course, and so it's simply a game of trying to understand and figure out where you think your number falls in the cards available at the table. And so, for example, let's say this player here is going to wait a bit, and then eventually they play that card. Now, at this moment, if there had a mistake had been made, let's say this player had the 12, they would say stop, and we would lose a life immediately from the ones available to us here. They would get rid of that card, and the game continues on. If the lives are gone, by the way, that's game over. But this is correct, so everyone continues. Eventually, this player plays this card here, the 45, and at that point, no mistake was made, so this player knows they can play. So they played the 80, that round is over, and we can get rid of level 1. And then we would play level 2 by shuffling every card again, and then dealing each player 2 cards this time. And so you can already see how this gets progressively more and more difficult, as there are more cards that must be organized before the level is completed. And so once everyone is ready, this player is probably going to worry about playing pretty quickly. But that might have been a mistake. I don't know. I haven't seen these. No, that was okay. And so again, this continues on and on. At the end of this round, this level will be discarded and the players will earn 1 throwing star. Now, what are those throwing stars? Well, the throwing stars allow the players to call for a vote. You can raise your hand, and if everyone agrees with you, they'll raise their hands, and then each player at the table will discard the lowest card they are holding. You'll set those aside face up so everyone sees that information. It's open information, and the game simply continues, and you remove one of these throwing stars. And that's largely all there is to it. At level 3, you'll earn 1 life once you complete it. At level 5, another throwing star. At level 6, a life. And then a couple more rewards. And if you complete level 10, meaning each player at the table dealt 10 cards, all those cards organized without making too many mistakes, enough mistakes to deplete your lives, then the players win. And if at any time someone does make a mistake, there's a single life left, someone plays that and someone else goes, stop, I had something lower, then the game is over for everyone. And that's all there is to The Mind.
So you definitely have played this the most of us, I think.
I guess so, because I played at a few different events.
Right. You played it first, and people kept bugging me and saying, you gotta play it. And I was like, no, I don't. And then I was trapped and played it. And part of it was, again, I do realize I came into it with a little bit of anti-hype.
Yes,
in a
and we
sense of,
trapped Sam last, I believe, and he also certainly came into it with some, I guess, anti-hype is the word.
Yeah, but the fact
Anti-hype is the word.
you're not a huge card game fan anyway, per se. That besides
No,
trick taking.
I'm not. But I mean, I do enjoy trick-taking games. I do enjoy card games, but they're not things that I flock to.
Yes, I agree with that.
Now, one thing about the game is the rules. I feel that every group that I've played with seems to have their own slight variance on how much communication is actually allowed. You're technically not supposed to talk at all, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, I'll see people talk. They're commenting on the game itself.
Really? Okay.
Like the car was playing, they're like, "What?" You know what I mean? There's things like that happen. Also, there's always explanations of the for a game that has just a few rules.
Yeah.
Some of the things just are not intuitive. Like the shuriken, I do not think is an intuitive rule.
You mean the symbology of it being a shuriken or the rule itself?
Well, that makes absolutely no sense.
Sure.
But just the rule itself, sure, we all get rid of our lowest card. That rule to teach is like what, why, when, where, how do we do it? You know what I mean?
Sure, yeah.
The thing that I really did, I understood why you would get rid of your lowest card so you can show everybody your lowest threshold. I get that. But the thing that I didn't quite understand is the whole continuing to go from the number that was in the middle of the table. Why would you not just then pack everything together and then go from whatever is on top now? I didn't understand that.
Oh, because you might have like 3 cards that are lower than my lowest. That's why.
And there would be people who would game the system. Oops, I played 99 by accident. Oh, well, I guess we lost 1 life this round.
Huh.
Which is what I've heard is the only way to game it, is to, because it's a single life lost, no matter how many cards you messed up by. So if during the last round, let's say, you have 2 lives left, as opposed to taking the risk of messing up twice throughout a round that contains a lot of cards around the table, you could just play the highest card. Boom, we lost 1 life, we win the game. Right? That's against the spirit of the game, obviously. But that's...
I also heard that you could just, everybody just starts counting.
I've heard that too, right?
And then whenever the card comes up, the number, you play that card.
But that does not work if there's no syncopation there. Because I might be going 1, 2, 3.
No, but I mean, you're not talking, but you could be bobbing your head.
Or sniffing. Every time I get to 5, I'll sniff. That's a little too obvious, though. It's more like a...
No. I mean, those are all forms of cheating. Yes, there is. However, I do like the moments of, and I guess this is okay. I don't think it's in the rules, but it's this idea of like, okay, I think I'm next. I'm going to push my card in.
And that's
I'm
what it
giving you
usually
all a
boils down
moment to think about this. Have you had long enough? And then I like those moments.
Yeah.
Where
That's fine. I like that too.
I like that. I like those moments of sort of rising tension, and I'm looking at my own lowest card, thinking, I sure hope they're sneaking in right under me because I don't think it's that big a gap,
Yeah.
And I think on those moments, the game lives and dies. If you like that, I think would like the game. I'm not saying you're suddenly going to go, this is the best game ever. But it's about that emotion, that moment of, it's like a pseudo push your luck, emotion. But
I guess,
right?
yeah, I can
Crying,
see
it's
that.
hard to describe. What
guess
is
so.
that? What is that emotion? But if you like that feeling, I think you'll like the game. But I think you're thinking this also. I would say that the game has sort of the level of hype that's built around it is monumental in comparison to what the game offers. It's a fun card game.
Well, I'm not convinced it's really a game. Okay, technically it's a game, but it feels like an activity. Where I'm at with it right now is like, oh, that was really amusing. Like, this is a kind of a hard game to explain. At some point, we might play this live, real quick, just so you guys see how it works, and then see everyone yell at each other.
Quiet, at least.
No, not
Play music.
not as soon as a card is played.
No, because you're not supposed to do that anyway. Yeah, we'll whistle numbers.
I can't whistle numbers.
Anyway, but I find the experience fun, and it was entertaining, and when it was over, I was like, cool, what, now, where's the game?
Yes.
You guys, this was the appetizer,
Yes.
great, now let's play a game.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's even might be worth people buying.
Yes.
You know, but it's just something that when someone tells me they played it like 30 times in a row, I was like, cool. Do you not like other games? I mean, there's other fun games out there. So there's some people that are really going to grasp it. Other people said, the more we play this, the more we're in sync. And some people were almost taking it to like a pseudo, whoa, we're like in mind sync. I'm like, I don't want to be part of your cult.
I think it's sometimes folks grab onto a filler and they just play that filler a lot. It's happened.
Yeah, right.
A lot, right? But and I think this game certainly has that potential. And I do find it to be a clever and original idea, one that really should have suggested itself before. There probably are games like it that just didn't catch on, right? But for how simple, even simplistic, this game is, it does it well. It does what it attempts to do well. It doesn't have hiccups. It's smooth. There's more gameplay than I thought there was going to be, because originally hearing about it was you just play cards in order. I was like, that's it? They just stare at each other and then play cards in order? But no, there's lives. There is the shuriken idea. But I like that passing levels gives you a bonus. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well,
know?
it keeps you from being discouraged. You're like, we lost a life, but we got a shuriken.
Right. So it's a fun card game. It's a neat filler.
This is how I describe the game. This is, usually downtime in a game is a bad thing. In this game, it's a mechanism. Downtime is a mechanism in this game because you are literally sitting there doing nothing, waiting for your spot to play
It's downtime
a
in the
card.
game. I would accept that.
That's pretty cool.
I mean, that's really what you're doing here. And like, for example, one of the times we played the game, I got like a really low double-digit number, like in the teens, something like that. And then the other two cards I got that turn were the 99 and 100.
Wow.
And so I played that 13 or whatever it was really early.
Right.
And then I sat there
You should sit on the cards.
doing nothing.
On the cards.
Exactly. That is like downtime, the mechanism. That's what I'm calling this game. It's the first time I've ever seen a game that utilizes downtime. I don't know. I get why people like it, but what you said earlier, there are so many other games. Do you not like playing games? Why are you playing this one? It was the word you used for it, charming. And after a couple of plays, I'm past the charm. There's not enough game there to keep me going.
Okay.
Not even close.
Are you going to keep the game?
Yeah, I like it.
Of course he will. He's got
Okay.
like 30
Here's the thing.
million
Here's
of these
why,
games.
though. Here's why. And several of us have said this at this point. Even Sam did in a backhanded kind of way. It is original.
Yeah, I'll buy that.
I mean, even Sam said it's like a game that uses a mechanism, quote unquote, downtime that no other game chooses to use.
They actively try to stay away from it, actually.
Sure.
Which
Right. Well, right. But beside the point that you don't like that aspect, it is a thing that is different. No other game do you, without knowing all the information, wait for your place in line, as you said. That's different. You know what I mean?
Well, you were telling me that some people play hard level.
Oh, that's insanity.
Where they play all the cards face down and then flip them at the end to see.
You kind of guess what number we're at.
Oh my goodness.
No. But hey, whatever. If you want to play that way, but no, not for me. Not for me.
Have you ever won this game?
All the way through level whatever 8? No.
Ask me if I ever. Just kidding. I'm not sure I've got to level 6 yet or whatever.
We got close, right, in one of the places.
We lost it on like the last level, I think.
Yeah. So it's not impossible, I'm sure, but it depends also on the luck of the draw. If you have a bunch of numbers back to back amongst several players, that's going to be tricky.
Yes.
Well, I'll give the game 1 psychic thumb up. You have to imagine that I'm doing it, or maybe I'm not. I'll play it, right?
I'll play it. Thumb, I don't think.
I'll play it once in a while. You know, people say, hey, let's play it. I'll be like, sure. I'll play it once, maybe twice, and then I'm good for a long time.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm at with it. I didn't hate playing it, and there's some really amusing moments that will happen in it to me. And that keeps me from saying it's a bad game. It's not a bad game. It's there and it's enjoyable. But then I'm looking on, and this is an opposite for me of other filler games like No Thanks or a trick-taking game where I could play a trick-taking game that's like a 5-minute game, but I could play 30 tricks in a row and play it for an hour. Easily, just keep going, and having a good time. I could not do that with this one.
Yeah, I don't think I would want to either.
So one psychic thumb up.
I'm not going to give it any thumbs up.
Well, are you sure if I did or not?
Or am I?
What is happening?
Wait, what's the thing you do?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm giving.
Again, like Tom said, I don't think it's a bad game. I just don't understand. I mean, I didn't know this, but you said at Gamma, this was the bee's knees.
There were people definitely showing it off a lot and playing a lot. Yes.
There was only a few copies of it.
And I think after taking about, 20, 30 steps into the gathering, I had been asked, or I had heard other people being asked, have you played The Mind yet?
It's true.
We've got a game set up and ready to go over here.
Just like that.
Why don't you play The Mind with us?
You asked like creepier people than I was.
I mean, good night. It's like this was the best thing since sliced bread, you'd think.
No, you're right. You're right that it got that buzz.
It's not that.
It's not that. It is not that.
But it's going to be that for the rest of this year. Just telling you guys now.
Yeah. Right. It is. And
I will not.
In part, that's a little unfortunate because I think it's going to get some backlash. For people perceiving it as anything but a captivating to them filler card game.
Have you played The Mind?
Oh my.
Take that! Don't ask me to play The Mind!
Oh, that's...
I only play the body.
Go play at the hospital. Oh my. Anyway, I for one, I'm excited to see how this goes over with, say, my family. They're not gamers. They could care less about buzz and hype. They have no concept of it when it comes to games.
You got to tell me how your dad plays.
But
it.
I think this game,
curious.
I think they'll play and be like, yeah, because they're not bringing that baggage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's kind of what I'm trying to do is check that baggage at the door. Because I get caught up in that stuff too, and I love a little card game. So when everybody's losing their minds over this, you're like, then I'm like, okay, something's happening here. You know, not really. It's just a fun filler.
Yes.
But I don't have a problem with that. So, 1.5 thumbs.
Ooh.
Okay, this is neat. This
review was longer than like 5 games of this.
Longer than The Mind.
It was longer than the game, yes.
Until next time, I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia. Thank you.
Sam Healy. See you on the flip side.
Thanks for watching our review today. For more information about board games, as well as the #1 board game audio podcast, check out Dicetower.com for reviews, interviews, and more. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower.